Hey and welcome to the daily Arsenal news show. Let's begin with our daily news. Mikel Arteta says Gabriel Jesus has been doing something really rare at London Colney recently. One player who certainly won't be involved this evening is the Brazilian forward Gabriel Jesus. However, Arteta has admitted that Jesus is pushing and leading his teammates at Arsenal and is still very positive. The 25-year-old picked up a serious knee injury at the World Cup and has had to have surgery. Arteta has been coy on revealing any sort of return date. He will hope Jesus is back to full fitness before the end of the season. Speaking ahead of the match about the forward, Arteta said, "He is always around the place with a smile on his face, but he's been really demanding, giving advice and protecting each other. He's been leading with the team. That's sometimes rare and difficult as well, especially for someone who has been for such a short time at the club. But he really has an impact, and we need that because they really follow him and listen to him, and he is a really likable figure in the dressing room." The move to Arsenal has allowed Jesus to take more responsibility within a young squad, and he appears to have really benefited from this. He is the same age as club captain Martin Odegaard, and the pair certainly lead from the front. Jesus was in the dressing room after Arsenal's draw with Newcastle, potentially consoling his teammates after a frustrating result. Eddie Nketiah is a player Jesus has already taken under his wing, and he is clearly pushing his Arsenal teammates to improve in his absence. Arteta will be pleased to see how dedicated the 25-year-old is to Arsenal's cause while unavailable. However, his manager will be desperate for Jesus to return to full fitness as quickly as possible. Manchester City could offer Grealish to Arsenal in Saka swap. Journalist Dean Jones has told Give Me Sport that one idea which has been floated in Manchester City's pursuit of Bukayo Saka involves Jack Grealish moving in the opposite direction and joining Arsenal. Grealish has never quite managed to live up to the expectations since his £100 million move to the Etihad Stadium. He has only scored 7 goals and provided 7 assists in 59 games for the citizens. Meanwhile, Pep Guardiola's men are admirers of Saka. The 21-year-old has been sensational for Arsenal with 30 goals and 35 assists in 154 appearances for the Gunners. Arsenal are looking to agree a new contract with the forward, but reports from 90 Minutes recently suggested that Manchester City are taking an active interest in his talks with the Gunners. It was suggested that City are making plans in case Saka cannot agree a new deal with Arsenal, and perhaps Jones has now shed light on what those plans could be. The journalist has told Give Me Sport that City are keen on Saka. They also want AC Milan sensation Rafael Leao, and one idea being discussed is offering Grealish in a swap. And surprisingly, John suggests that this is not a move being pursued right now, but it may be something which is revisited further down the line should Saka not sign a new contract with Arsenal. Arsenal fans will have no interest in such a deal involving Saka and Grealish. Right now, there is very little competition between them for who is making the bigger impact. The only way that such a deal would be even slightly tempting to the decision makers at Arsenal is surely if Saka makes it absolutely clear that he is not signing a new contract and wants to leave. Right now, that is hard to imagine. Grealish is an exceptional player who has shown in the Premier League, but Saka has taken his game to another level, so it's surely going to take some very strange things to happen for Arsenal to be open to such a deal anytime soon. Aston Villa think they can sign Mohamed Elneny. Unai Emery wants to bring Arsenal midfielder Mohamed Elneny to Villa Park in January in a move which could free up funds for the Gunners. The Mirror claims that Emery is keen on bringing Elneny to Villa in a deal worth around £6 million. It's claimed that Emery wants to bring the experienced Arsenal man in to bolster his midfield options. The former Arsenal manager worked with Elneny in North London, albeit their relationship was hardly the best. However, Elneny finds himself down the pecking order in terms of first-team selection at Arsenal right now. Despite having a good relationship with Mikel Arteta and being lauded as amazing by the Spanish coach, Elneny could relish the chance to play first-team football. Villa are looking to kick on under Emery after an inconsistent start to his life as a manager. Despite not being a first-team regular, all the best clubs need top professionals around the building, and Mohamed Elneny seems to be just that. As Arteta said, he pushed the other on in training, and it's no surprise the Gunners coach likes him so much. However, if Villa pay £6 million for Elneny, then that is effectively the money needed for Arsenal to pay the loan fee of Joao Felix. The Gunners are wanting to sign the Atletico star, and this could be their chance. Certainly, despite the love for Elneny, moving him out to land Joao Felix is a deal most Arsenal fans would take. Fulham could back out of a move for Arsenal man Cedric Soares. Cedric Soares has fallen out of favour at Arsenal as Ben White and Takahiro Tomiyasu are now ahead of him on the pecking order at the Emirates. Mikel Arteta's side has been in terrific form as they top the Premier League standings, and it does not seem they need to alter their first team. This means individuals who are not regular now are struggling to break into it and probably should leave. Fulham manager Marco Silva wants to work with Soares, having had a previous working relationship with the Portuguese right-back. However, the move is being held back by Soares' salary, which the Cottagers cannot pay, and it could eventually scupper it. A report in the Daily Mail reveals they are now interested in signing Norwich City right-back Max Aarons, and he might be an easier target to add to their group. Soares has hardly played this season, and he doesn't seem good enough to be trusted with minutes on our first team. He should be eager to leave, and that involves agreeing to take a pay cut just to make the transfer happen. However, we cannot force him to make that decision, and he might want to finish the campaign with us, hoping we win the title, which would earn him a medal. Mikel Arteta criticises Eddie Nketiah during Arsenal training. Mikel Arteta can seemingly be heard criticizing Eddie Nketiah for jogging during the latest training ground video Arsenal have posted on their YouTube channel, telling the striker that is why he lost possession. Nketiah has made a brilliant impact since breaking into the starting lineup since the World Cup. There was really pressure on the 23-year-old after Gabriel Jesus sustained an injury in Qatar. He has stepped up, scoring against both West Ham and Brighton. Meanwhile, he came closest to finding the winner in the settlement with Newcastle. He does not tick the same boxes as Jesus, but he has done extremely well, but Arteta will be desperate to ensure that he does not get carried away with his bright start, and it seems that he is not letting him switch off on the training ground. In the latest training ground video, Arteta can be heard bellowing at both Nketiah and Granit Xhaka to move at one stage. Nketiah soon receives the ball from Martin Odegaard, however, he quickly loses possession, and that prompts Arteta to shoot. "You are jogging, that's why you lose the ball." Nketiah quickly snaps back into life. He regains possession moments later and gets a thunderous shot away. Obviously, it's a reminder of how he just seems to come alive inside the penalty area. Nketiah has done so much good work on his game over the last 12 months. 1 year ago, it seemed almost inevitable that he would be leaving Arsenal sooner or later. His chance soon came his way as Alexander Lacazette became something of a goal-scoring liability, and he showed glimpses of what he could do before the summer. He has taken his game to another level this season. That's why he is not looking out of place, replacing someone as good as Jesus. But Arteta clearly feels that there is more to come, and he is ready to push him all the way. Agents could scupper Arsenal's move for top defender Evan Ndicka. Arsenal is one of the clubs interested in a move for Evan Ndicka as he nears the end of his contract at Eintracht Frankfurt. The Frenchman has been one of the finest young defenders on the continent and has developed well at his present club. He now believes he must take the step up, and Frankfurt has given up on keeping the player, which means he can speak to other clubs in this transfer window. Arsenal are interested, and he seems like a steal if the Gunners add him to their squad as a free agent, but that will be easier said than done. A report on Frankfurter Rancho reveals His entourage has been shopping him around, but they could price him out of a move to a big club. It claims they want an overall package of €50 million for a 5-year deal, including €7 million per season in wages. This demand could make clubs turn off their interest. Ndicka is a fine defender, but he is not worth signing for all that money, especially if he becomes a free agent. His entourage seems to be looking for an equivalent of his market value for themselves, which is pure greed because he has not even played for one of Europe's top clubs yet. Arsenal now think they can sign Joao Felix in next round of talks. Journalist Ben Jacobs has said that Arsenal are hopeful over signing Joao Felix and believe the next round of talks could provide a breakthrough. Felix is one of the players Arsenal want to sign this month, along with Mykhailo Mudryk. Felix is seen as the ideal signing to further boost Mikel Arteta's attacking options. The Portuguese star is said to be on his way out of Atletico Madrid. Arsenal and Manchester United have been interested, although Old Trafford officials are not keen on paying what Atleti want in terms of a loan fee. And taking to Twitter last night, Ben Jacobs has claimed that the next round of talks will be crucial for Arsenal. Jacobs notes how Atletico are purposely pitting teams against each other in the race for Felix. The Spanish side are thought to value Felix at the £90 million mark. Arsenal, though, want an obligation to buy set at no more than £70 million. It's thought the Gunners would also need to pay a loan fee of at least £5 million, as well as covering a similar amount in wages. Felix is seen by Mikel Arteta as an ideal backup and competition for Gabriel Jesus. The Brazilian striker is currently injured, and it remains to be seen how well he will come back. It very much seems like Manchester United have left the door open for Arsenal here. Felix is a talented player who has just lost his way a tad, and the Gunners can get the best from him. With such an opportunity, you feel it would be silly of Arsenal not to capitalize now. With the league title within their grasp, landing a player like Felix might just get them over the line ahead of City. Journalist drops big Mudryk update involving Chelsea and Arsenal. Respected journalist Ben Jacobs has taken to Twitter to provide the very latest on Chelsea's pursuit of Mykhailo Mudryk in January. It's widely known that the Blues are hoping to beat Arsenal to the signing of Mudryk. Both London clubs are keen on signing the Ukrainian, although the player himself is said to favor a move to the Emirates as it stands. So far, Shakhtar are holding firm on a huge valuation of close to €100 million. Neither Arsenal or Chelsea are willing to pay that much for the winger. And taking to Twitter last night, Ben Jacobs has offered a fresh update on Mudryk, which all in all seems to point to Arsenal still being ahead in the race. He wrote the following: From Chelsea's perspective, it's not Mykhailo Mudryk or Marcus Thuram. They are working on both. Chelsea knows each target has complications. Issue with Mudryk is the asking price coupled with the player's desire to join Arsenal. As the thread from Jacobs continues, he goes on to say Chelsea value Mudryk very much around the same sort of price that Arsenal do, that is believed to be around the £60 million mark maximum. Further, Jacobs speaks on how Chelsea will only push for Mudryk if they feel there is a genuine chance of signing him. Jacobs also claims Mudryk is waiting for the Arsenal deal to go through rather than hoping Chelsea do come in. Either way, it seems Mykhailo Mudryk will be playing in the Premier League come the end of January. The big question remains with who. Arsenal do seem favourite, and Jacobs' update here is a big one. The player seems intent on being a gunner, and that bodes well for Edu and co. I will be uploading daily Arsenal news show, so keep your eyes on the channel and don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate your support. Peace out.